computer. Okay, so we're recording this. I'm going to put this on the podcast after we do the session. So if anybody wants to listen to it again, and I'll put a link in the chat there. Actually, I'll do it right now. I'll do it now, and I'll do it at the end. A link to the podcast. And okay. So one last time, thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, thanks, Nella. All right, so the way that I'm going to structure this is, it's my first time doing a telecommunication type thing. So I'm going to try to keep it simple for today, and we'll see how it goes. And if it goes well and we do one in the future, then I'm going to try to add features. Like there's a function in the Zoom where we can go into breakout groups, similar to anyone who's done an MBSR course of mine, where you can break into groups of 2 to 3 or whatever, and you can reflect on this stuff. We're not going to be doing that today. I'm going to just keep it simple. So for today, I'm going to just talk for maybe 5-10 minutes, but probably closer to 5 minutes. But then I'll just guide a meditation. It'll be simple. And hopefully we could just find some calm in this time. I made a note to myself. I said to myself at 12 p.m., just kind of unconsciously under my breath, what a day. And then I had this other thought of like, it's 12 p.m. and I'm already feeling that way. And that's not really normal for me, but right now there's so many changes going on in my life, and I'm sure in all of your lives. There's been a change in the homeostasis. We're changing environments, change in the sense of health and safety, change in dynamics of relationships. You might find yourself looking at people through a screen. I'm a therapist. I work in private practice therapy, and I've been keeping my appointments but looking at people through screens through the past 2 weeks. So it's just a different dynamic. And in my work as a therapist, I'm really hearing on the front line, like how this is really affecting people, how the change in all of these things is affecting people's mental health. And I was really surprised I sent out this link just kind of like, let's see how it goes. I've never done a telecommunication meditation, but a lot of people, and they're joining as we're speaking, responded. So it's really a testament to what all of us really needing this time right now. And I'm just going to make sure everyone's muted. It's a testament to us just needing time. And there's also changes in financial situations, changes in diets, maybe exercise, change in routine. And I thought about a plant. I love my plant metaphors. If you take a plant and it's growing and it's healthy and you transplant it to another place, it will be in shock for a little bit. And it might take a little time for that plant to get used to that new environment before it starts making roots in that new environment and starts being healthy and growing and being able to live in that new environment. I think that's sort of what's happening now, for me at least, is that it's a new norm. It's something I'm getting used to. And I know for me, in the first week, there was a lot of panic, a lot of anxiety. And I'm seeing a lot of like meditations and mental health help things coming through telecommunication, and that's great. But I didn't want this to be, I'm not promising that there is, the message I'm trying to get across is that mindfulness in this time is not so much that necessarily we're going to be calm and that we're going to have perfect peace in this difficult, trying time. It's more of being aware of even that, bringing mindfulness to the fact that we may be feeling panic, may be feeling anxiety. I mean, I've heard different stories, and people I'm talking to in my therapy, some people are finding peace in this, so that might be where you're at. But it's really more of just being with whatever is coming up for you. So with that being said, I didn't want to speak much. This is really a time that we can just sit and do nothing. I know that there's probably been more doing nothing than usual this week. Maybe I don't know everyone's situation, but when I say do nothing, I mean maybe in a different way, because sometimes for me, doing nothing, what accompanies that doing nothing is a feeling that I should be doing something. And that's a different kind of doing nothing than what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting is really allowing this 30 minutes to be a time when all of these other things, all of these changes that are happening, all of the things that need tending to in our life, that just we put it in the back pocket. Like it'll be there when you come back, you know that for sure. It's just a matter of carving out this time here to just sit, to just be here. So with that intention, if you're not already in a position that's comfortable for you, finding a position that's going to serve you during the sit. And we can start by tuning into the breathing process. So in some ways you can say that there's a storm going on around us. There's a lot of changes. But right here, right now, just breathing. You might notice it at the nostrils, the belly, the mouth. And really, the, the breathing is it's just a ground, just a way to come back to this moment. Full in breath, the full out breath. Nothing more. Doesn't need to be more than just being with each breath. It can be that simple. And naturally, there may be times when the mind wanders, but just tuning into breathing. Noticing if there's any tension in the body, and even including in the awareness this whole body. So the breath is happening in this body. So being with this whole body breathing. just sitting or standing or lying down and breathing. There doesn't have to be more to it than that. In this moment, nothing is being asked of you. Just sitting, not sitting so that you can get to some state, not even sitting to be meditating, just sitting, period. Nothing to do, and there's nothing you need to change. Whatever is coming up. And there's always the option to come back to the breath. So I referenced in the beginning there's a lot of things that are changing. Sitting with that which is not changing. Being with this unchanging stillness that is already in us. You don't have to go anywhere in your awareness to get to it. It's just right here, right now, just sitting, just sitting, just sitting. And there may be things that come up in your experience, like there may be sounds or thoughts or emotions, things that seemingly are pulling you away. But all of it is just occurring. Just noticing it, just sitting. You can also use the sense of the body as a way to ground yourself. If you find yourself being lost in thought, the option to tune into the breath or the body as a whole. So the feet on the ground, the body on the chair. And using that as a way of anchoring the attention. And it's not that one of these is better than the other, just whatever feels right. You can always come back to the breath. Breathing in and out, that which is not changing in this time of change. Breathing remains the same. Breathing remains the same. In and out, in and out. In breath and out breath. All there is to it. If you already know how to breathe, you don't need to learn how to breathe. This is just a witnessing of the breath that's already happening. Just a witnessing of that which is already happening. So we're going to be moving towards the end of the formal sitting practice, but just in these last few moments, option to place your hand on your heart or not, or just holding that in awareness. Gratitude towards the self for carving out this time in this world of a lot of transition and change to dedicate some time to yourself and expressing gratitude. Because as I had mentioned, there's nothing more complicated about the practice than breathing in and breathing out, but the most important part is dedicating the time. So gratitude for having done that. Okay, so if your eyes are closed, you can move towards opening them if you care to. If you if you want to continue this sit for, I'm going to be moving towards ending the video, but you can maintain this sit in the same fashion.